Hi, and welcome to Holistic Fitness with Meg. I'm Meg, the Holistic Fitness Coach, and I'm very excited for you to be watching this presentation and that you decided that you want to start working on your dream body and that you're interested in my coaching. So, in this presentation, I'll go over what is included in my coaching and how my coaching works. So, let's get started. So, what is holistic fitness and fat loss coaching? It's a sustainable approach that is tailored to your body. So, we are working with your female body and not against it. Building muscle, improving metabolism, reducing stress, and losing fat in a sustainable way. By integrating nutrition, training, recovery, nervous system regulation, and mindset for long term results. So, this is not a quick fix, okay? So, it's important for me that you get the results that you deserve and that you get to keep them forever because they fit into your life and they work with your body. It's not a plan that only focuses on fat loss, which I'll explain in a moment, but we primarily want to focus on building muscle before thinking about losing fat. It's not an approach that doesn't require any effort. You still have to put the work in when you sign up for my coaching. So why do we need to build muscle to lose fat and keep it off? As you can see in this image here, this is both 1 kg. This is a kg of fat and this is a kg of muscle. And as you can see, is that muscle takes up a lot less space. And that also means that it takes up a lot less space in your body, which means that you look lean and toned even with the same amount of weight. Muscle also burns more calories than fat even while you're sleeping, which then also means that you can eat more without gaining fat if you have more muscle because your body has higher energy needs, which means that you get to eat more without gaining fat. And last but not least, muscle allows us to tone the body in specific areas and overall. So, for example, if you want to have a bigger booty, we can literally target your booty to get bigger. This is not possible with fat because we just store fat in random places. This is mostly due to genetics, and we cannot say I want to store fat here or I want to store fat there. It just happens randomly and we have no control over. However, with muscle, this is possible. And this whole process of reducing the amount of body fat and increasing the amount of muscle mass is also called body recompositioning, which is a key part of my coaching. And the strategy I use to get this body recompositioning is based on 3 different things. So first of all, you need to make sure that you eat enough of the right foods, which I will explain later on. But basically, we need to be focusing on eating a lot of carbs and protein to be able to build muscle. Second, you need to train to build that beautiful muscle, and training to build muscle is different than training to burn calories, and I'll also explain this later on. And third, you need to rest and recover enough. So let's go over the nutrition part. So to build muscle, you need to stop thinking that you need to eat as little as possible and start eating enough to fuel those results that you want. And enough means mainly that you eat the right amounts of each macronutrient. So we have 3 different types of macronutrients: carbs, protein, and fat. And to build muscle, we mainly need carbs and protein because they are what fuels and grows muscle. We also need to eat fat, but we do need to be a bit more careful with fat because fat is very easy to overeat and at some point it doesn't really have any added benefit to muscle growth. And all this doesn't need to be complicated at all. So when you start coaching with me, I will make you a macro and calorie plan based on your goals that you have to stick to. And I will adapt this plan weekly based on your body's feedback. As long as you stick to your training, calorie, and macro plan, you will see results. I will show you exactly how to follow your calorie and macro plan. You don't need to worry about it. It literally just takes 5 minutes to set it up every day. And within this calorie and macro plan, you are pretty free to decide what you want to eat. So you can decide if your carbs that they should come from potatoes, from rice, or from ice cream. However, it's important that you mainly choose healthy, unprocessed foods because they give your body the nutrients that it needs to stay healthy and fit long term. But following an 80-20 approach when it comes to food, meaning that you choose 80% healthy foods and 20% processed comfort foods, is what works best for most women. And as a fitness coach, I also help you to find healthier alternatives to your comfort food cravings so that if you have them quite frequently, you can actually replace them with healthier alternatives that taste the same. Because this is really a lifestyle and I want you to truly enjoy it. Let's come to training. So the goal of your workouts are not going to be how much calories you can burn, but how good you can stimulate your muscles. Because as I've mentioned before, you're not just trying to lose weight, you are trying to get a sexy, feminine, muscular body. And to get your dream body, you need to be making sure that you train at least 2 to 4 times a week, because this will create the best, most targeted stimulus on your muscle and will make them grow. While you will probably feel results from your training pretty early on, it will take some time to see the results in the mirror because building muscle takes time. It takes 3 to 6 months to start seeing some results. And if you have a lot of fat to lose, then it might take even longer because fat will cover up your muscles so that you won't immediately see them pop out, which then means that we would go through a proper fat loss phase after you've built some muscle to really reveal the shape that you've built. And why are we working in these phases? It's really simple. So if you are just focusing on fat loss, you will just lose weight. You will have to eat very little foods to maintain your body and you probably won't have a lot of energy. And losing a lot of fat usually also leaves you out of shape if you don't have any muscle underneath. That's why we have to focus on a muscle building phase first, because we have to build that shape underneath the fat so that when you lose the fat, you'll keep the shape. You won't end up shapeless and out of energy. And you also will be able to eat more while losing that fat, which is not possible if you just focus on fat loss. Another thing I ask of all my clients is that they do at least 6,000 steps a day as a minimum. This is just something that contributes to your overall health and is really important. Stress management is also included in my coaching because stress is just something that impacts your muscle building, your fat loss, and your overall health. I am a trained yoga teacher and nervous system regulation practitioner, and I have a lot of tools available to support you with your stress management as well. Here's an overview of my unique method. Holistic fitness coaching includes one-on-one online support with coaching calls and video tutorials, Monday to Friday private WhatsApp support, weekly check-ins, free full access to the app, all plans done for you, and feedback on all your exercises. You'll get nutrition, coaching, a training plan that is all customized to your body and adapted as your body changes. And last but not least, stress management. Here's what you can do to make this a successful coaching experience. Track your food the way I will show you. Follow your customized macro and calorie plan. Follow the workout and step plan. Send me weekly check-in photos and weight updates. And be honest if something doesn't feel right. So you need to communicate with me. You need to give me feedback. Only if I know exactly what's going on in your body, what's going on in your mind, how are you feeling, how are you doing, I can make the best changes for you and I can work with you. It will take me some time to get to know your body, to understand what works best. So you also need to understand it takes some time to create the perfect routine for you. And be real with your expectations of what we can achieve together, okay? Creating your dream physique takes time and commitment. Last but not least, show up on time for your appointments.